It is astounding how much better the cleaning cloth works as compared to your shirt. Right before we started, I had cleaned my glasses like 3 times with my shirt. And I was like, I don't think this is getting better. And Matt was like, do you want the cloth? And I was like, no. And she gave it to me anyway, and I used it, and I was like, that's astounding. It's astounding. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Kind of sounds like a Yoshi's Island song, doesn't it? Mao does not want to go back to sleep.
I mean, I do.
Doesn't everybody. As is evidenced by the fact that we've Coke with coffee this morning. That's how I felt pulling it out of the fridge. Before we get started, I actually want to do a collective. I want to do a collective good vibes. Just everyone together, harness your good vibes energy. It's like a Goku spirit bomb, and just send it towards the central U.S. because the things that are happening right now with the weather here is nuts. It's nuts. And I feel a little guilty because we're not in the central U.S. We're on the outskirts, and it's actually been strangely warm.
Yeah.
Central U.S. is, it's bad. It's bad. They're experiencing, saying they're experiencing cold temperatures that they're not prepared for is not really doing it justice. To explain, because there might be some folks that live in parts of the U.S. that they don't know what's going on, or internationally, there is a crazy Arctic blast that is hitting the central U.S., like down in Texas, all the way up as far as.
John's getting some of that.
Yeah, like the whole country. The problem is, when you are dealing with this weather, and it's getting as low as it is, you absolutely have to have heat. Like, you can't deal with temperatures in the teens or the single digits or the negative digits, which Texas is dealing with, and not have heat. And the problem is almost 15% of Texas doesn't have power right now because the storm has knocked out the electric. That's part of it's that the storm's knocked out the electric. Part of it's that the electric grid can't handle the load of this many people suddenly needing heat. So it's not great. It's not great. And some folks in Texas do not have heat because they live in Texas. In certain parts of Texas, especially in the southern part,
it's a desert.
It's a desert.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not exactly a place where you typically need heat. So I hope that better explains the situation, because we got folks internationally who might be used to snow for a lot of the year, and may not understand the gravity of the situation. It's not good. It's really not good. Folks have been without power now for a bit, and the storm is not letting up because they said it's not going to start getting warmer until like Friday. So we're just collectively sending good vibes because it's literally dangerous at this point. Like that's the big concern. Is that there's actual real danger involved. So we hope everyone stays as warm as possible, because this is not good. It's not a good week for the central U.S. Yeah.
Hi, Kips.
However, if you're here today, we are going to do our best to take your mind off of it, entertain, and possibly have the jithers by the end, because this creation seems like it was forged in a hellish factory.
You ready?
I guess. This is from my mother, who gave us a little Valentine's Day bag. It was very sweet. She not only did she give us the chocolate covered strawberries, there was also a little gift bag, and it had these in it, and also a little toy for Kepler. So this one is, if you don't know what this is, by the way, this is Coke with coffee. I believe it's actually been available internationally for a long time, but it's only just now come to the U.S. Mel and I have never tried it. This is dark blend and vanilla. So we're going to give this a shot. See what happens.
Keppy's very curious.
Yeah, me too, bud. Smell. It smells mostly like Coke.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd like that, sweetheart. He sniffed it and then went.
Maybe it's got like there's a slightly different scent in there too, but mostly Coke. It tastes mostly like Coke. But okay. It tastes like Coke, but they put instant coffee powder into it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it tastes like. Like, do your best to imagine that. And that is exactly what this tastes like. It's just Coke, and then like a little coffee aftertaste. How much sugar's in it? That's a great question. So one can, how many? This is 12 ounces. It's a 12-ounce can, but they made it skinnier so they can make it taller. 18 grams of sugar.
Included 18 added sugars.
Wait.
There's a lot of sugar in that.
Wait, what? 18 total sugars, 18 grams, includes 18 grams added sugars. What does that mean? Does that mean 36 sugars? Is that 36 grams of sugar or 18 grams of sugar? What does that mean? There's two different lines for this. Who knows how to read nutrition facts? It means 18. Oh, it means it's all
indented.
added. It means it's added and not natural. Total sugar 18, because total should mean total. Okay,
Yep.
So 18 grams of sugar. 0 grams of protein. I'm glad they pointed that out. 18 grams of carbs. 40 milligrams of sodium. And no grams of fat. I want to try yours. Yours is slightly different. Do you want to try mine?
Not really.
Okay.
Like, I'd kind of rather have the energy drink downstairs than that. If I were to have something.
Mallory, you can't make me drink 2 Cokes with coffees this morning.
I'll
die.
I'll sip on that.
You drink what you can, and when you can, I'll finish it. But please don't.
Yeah, I'll slowly sip on it.
Don't kill me. Apparently, there's a direct
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. Okay. What time tomorrow? First off, bless them, because they almost always consistently do their directs Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern. So the fact that they're doing it tomorrow is nice. 5 p.m. Eastern.
Hey.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Oh, lay down. You're fine. You can sit up here.
That'd be nice. It's been a little bit since we had a Nintendo Direct.
Snuggle. Snuggle.
I have to watch that.
Oh.
Oh, buddy. Don't. Here. There you go. You good? You good. Good boy.
Now there's cat hair on my face.
Well, it happens. All right, let's read some alerts, because I have not done that yet. We had 300 bits from Danny. This is on Monday. It says, in Mao's defense, it's easier to shield surf by pressing shield jump A than jump shield A. I don't know if I knew that you could do that. So while you're holding shield, press jump then A. Unfortunately, the problem that Mal was experiencing is that she could not find the A button.
It's because the A button's different in other places. Other controllers.
But after like the 6 tries, I was like, you are finding buttons on the controller I did not know were there. For everyone watching the YouTube version, oh, there's so much good stuff coming up. 26 months from Cosmic Surf, working 3rd shift means I can make it to Breakfast Stream live now. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that you get to experience the joys of live Coke coffee. It's not for everyone. It's different. Let's call it different. 8 months from Bourbon to Dongo. Next month, I get another plus. It's true. You do. Source. I designed that system. 23 months from Isashi09. Almost at a year. It's cold here in North Georgia this morning. 22 degrees with some flurries. I'm glad I'm inside at work anyway. Yeah, if you are inside, stay inside. But I mean, I guess that's probably obvious. 20 months from Tony21250. Thank you, Tony. 8 months from Elfie Goldfish. 10 months from Summer Sencha. Good morning. University classes have finally started up again for me, and too many of the lectures are early in the morning. I guess I'm being forced to fix my sleep schedule. Yeah, that was a hard adjustment for me in college because it seems like it was always art history. All the art
they
history
do that
was
on
in the
purpose.
Well, it sucks because that's the one where you really have to pay attention.
Yeah.
And I need it to just be a little later in the day so I feel more awake.
Yeah.
As opposed to I rolled out of bed and got to class and I feel like I'm sitting in the classroom and not completely there.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it. Brandon says, you see, in college what I did is wake up early and stay up late. Best of both worlds.
If I had 45 minutes between classes, I would go take a nap.
Really?
Even 45 minutes. I'd be like, alright, it's 10 minutes to get back. I can nap for 10. That's a long nap. And then I can walk back in 10 minutes.
That's the saddest story I've ever.
It's because we stay up too late
Did
jogging.
you say 10 minutes?
Yeah.
A 10-minute nap does not qualify as a nap. Naps begin at 20 minutes. You have to have 20 minutes for your nap to count as a nap.
Sometimes I'd find, like, quiet places in the school where I knew where there were, like, they weren't using part of buildings. And I'd be like, ooh, here's a quiet place. And I'd just sit on the floor outside of an unused classroom and take a nap.
Everything less than 20 minutes. People are saying it's a power nap. No, it is not. 20 minutes is a power nap. That is a power nap. Everything under 20 minutes is referred to as a snooze. That is a snooze. Some people will say a snooze is 9 minutes or less because 9 minutes is the international standard snooze thing. And it's debatable. But a power nap it's called a power nap because after the nap you should have some power. And you ain't gonna have no power in 10 minutes.
Doodle says, Mal, do you need help? I did in college.
I'm just saying. Anyway, there's rules about this. Renee says, I'm glad Breakfast Stream is teaching me all these napping rules. Don't worry, we got it. We got it. I'm just saying, like, I feel like if you're taking a nap, 20 to 25 minutes there's a noticeable improvement. Past that, you're getting into actual sleep territory, and the benefits go down. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I'm like, I'm just too tired. I'm gonna take a 90-minute nap. I don't know how much it helps me, but at least when I'm getting into the bed, my brain is like, this makes me happy. And sometimes it's just about the happiness. 15 months from Gonzo Tinkerman says, 15 months, yeah. Been watching so much I can't remember how I found you guys originally. Been marathoning the Breath of the Wild VODs while this winter freeze passes by in Texas. It's amazing. I'm glad that we've got something to entertain you with. Also, as I oh yeah, I'm drinking Coke. It's like, why am I burping so much? I'm only having coffee. If you missed it, on Sunday, we played Bowser's Fury, and that was fun. We haven't played all of it. We're going to revisit it. I believe that we're going to be playing it not this Friday. We'll still be doing Zelda this Friday, but I think next Friday we're going to swap Zelda out for Mario and try and finish it up. And just try and wrap up the whole thing. If you missed it and you're like, man, I'd really like it if it would be on YouTube. 6 p.m. today. 6 p.m. today. We've rearranged the schedule a little bit. So we've moved Extra Life to Sunday and Monday at 6 p.m. And now we have Bowser's Fury Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 p.m. So there's one less Extra Life coming out each week, but it doesn't matter because it's literally available. It's been on Twitch since October. You can watch it. So Extra Life continues to come out, but it'll be Sunday and Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is Bowser's Fury. So you'll get a Bowser's Fury today at 6, tomorrow at 6, and Thursday at 6. Yeah. I'm excited for folks to see it if you weren't there on Sunday, because it's actually quite good, and it's cooperative.
Yeah.
In the sense that I cooperated the camera so you could cheese as many things as possible because Mallory's character can fly. Yeah, it's episodic. We streamed it episodically, so it's just it's normal episode length. So you don't have a whole several hour VOD to watch. If you want to watch the VOD, it's on Twitch as always, but if you want to see the episodes, they're coming out onto YouTube. 12 months. Hey, from Dragon Girl. He says, 12 months, woo! This is the first sub that is not a gift sub. I love this community so much. That's incredible. Community getting you all the way to an entire year. Neat. Well, I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you got your one. 17 months from Mr. Game Boy, who says, 16 plus 1. I won't be able to join today, work meeting. Enjoy breakfast and know that I was very caught off guard hearing my username in the vlog. If you were to dye your hair, what color would you choose? I've never considered dyeing my hair. I don't think I would. Like, I don't think there's a situation in which I would. I just really like the natural color of my hair. If I were going to do it, I guess like the channel's green. I guess. But also it, I wouldn't.
You could do a temp dye. Like Lindsay does?
Yeah. I don't think I would do it. There's things that I would do, and I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would dye my hair. You considered dyeing your hair once.
Yeah.
There was a time. And then you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And now that some time has passed. Yeah, embrace the brand. Thank you, Rareward Drake. That's the only color I could, because like I don't have a desire to dye my hair, so like when faced with the option of color, I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'll just do whatever makes the most sense. And green hair would be.
The problem is your hair is so dark. If you wanted to see the green, you would have to bleach it first.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just probably gonna stick with whatever color this is. Brown.
Yeah.
Brown. 30 bits from Cabry. Y'all do okay with the severe storms last night? I heard about the tornado near Sunset Beach, Ocean Isle. So yeah, that's that's another part of the wild weather that's going on here. Not too far from here, tornado spawned.
It was close to cattails.
Yeah, it was close to Cattails, which is the place where we got Sagan and Cap and Rocco. And it injured 10 people, killed 3 people. So yeah, we were fine. We were far enough away from it, but it really wasn't that far from here. So,
We have some friends up near that way too, and they're fine.
okay, they are.
I haven't heard from one, but they were posting on Instagram last night, so I assume they were at work.
Okay. Yeah. So that was not great. Be interested to see, I'm sure there will be photos and stuff of the damage up that way today. We got 28 months from Sybe, who just says, woo. 27 months from Jizak. Morning all. I've been rewatching the Cat World LP in anticipation for the Switch port. It's honestly one of my favorite projects of yours. And as someone who's played 3D Land on 3DS to death, I think that 3D World is the superior game. I played 3D Land to 100% completion. I loved 3D Land. But 3D World is... I think it's better. I think it's a better game, but also I think it's just more fun to play with 4 people.
Yeah.
I think it's just more fun to play with 4 people. That being said, I really enjoyed the 3D functionality of the 3DS. And the uniqueness of getting a chance to play games that are actually truly 3-dimensional. I know that it was kind of gimmicky, and especially like later in the lifespan, like there were games coming out that didn't even have 3D. But I actually really like it. So. Oh, and Brandon's got a link to a vlog that I did. I don't remember anything that I say about it. But I do know that I liked it enough to like 100% it. So. But also I really like Mario games. So that's probably why.
How is he sitting? Look at this.
Brandon says it was 8 years ago.
Look at this. Look at this heel.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's up on his. He's laying just stretched out on Steven's lap, and his foot is up on his toes.
Buddy, if you here, let me see if I can help him.
Sometimes I just grab and then turn.
There you go.
Doesn't look any better. Just grab him and turn.
Well, he's laying. He's there. There. Let's adjust you. I flipped him. Yeah, lately, what he's been doing here. Let me get a photo, and I'll show you. Lately, what he's been doing is he's been and he's doing this like upstairs, and he's doing this downstairs. Is he's laying the entire length of me. Oh, that's probably a better photo. And he's draping his head.
You need to do it from the side because it shows.
Okay. Yeah, what he's doing is he's draping himself in such a way.
Yeah.
Where like he just. It doesn't look comfortable to me. Hold on 1 second, and I'll get this on screen. Did it do?
It went.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Here, take a look at this cat tax. Because, this is the way he sits, like, upstairs.
Like, most of his weight is on your lap, but his front half is, like, down. Because your knees go over.
This is the way he sits downstairs. You see this? Where he's on my lap, and then he drapes down, and he just, like, leans forward. He falls asleep like this. Consistently. This is happening all the time. And, like, sometimes, you know, sometimes he'll curl up in a little shrimp ball, and he'll be up on my lap proper. Sometimes he'll face the other direction. But that's how he lays. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't think I want to, you know.
All the blood has to be rushing to his head.
That's what
TM Mace is the same thing, getting the blood rushing to his kitty brain.
Sometimes after a while, I grab him by his hindquarters and I just like pull him up a little bit so he's not down so far, because I'm like, I mean, far be it from me to decide for him what's comfortable, but I don't. There's other ways, buddy. We got a sub from Squeegee02. Welcome. 5 months from Lilac Oligochi. This is 5 months. I'm really glad to have found y'all. because this makes my morning. Stay safe and warm, especially those of you in Texas. Amen to that. And all across central U.S., be warm today. Ready bits from Aldo says, rolling to introduce morning crew to new clown.
New clown.
That was right at the beginning there. 24 months from Waste and Aeon. It says, morning, Stephen and Mal. It's Fat Tuesday in Sweden, so I'm enjoying a semla, a seasonal pastry consisting of a bun with almond icing, whipped cream, and powdered sugar. That sounds heavenly. That sounds like something I would definitely want to eat with coffee, normal coffee. Probably not Coke coffee.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't show everyone what I'm eating this morning. I haven't eaten it yet. I have just a big chunk of sourdough. Because we made sourdough, and it needs to be eaten. And Mal's like, why don't you slice it and toast it? And I was like, no, you don't tell me what to do.
It's a large hunk of bread.
I like bread. It's still so good. That's just good bread. I probably could have toasted it. But sourdough has so much flavor. I know that I could have toasted, I could have put jam on it, butter. But like, sourdough has flavor, you know? It doesn't really need anything.
Give me a chunk of that bread.
You want a chunk of that bread? Break me off a piece of that bread.
So much bread, though.
It's good bread.
This can is like a normal coffee can, or a Coke can. Maybe? No.
It's 12 ounces.
It is 12 ounces?
We established this.
Okay. Look at this. It's huge.
I mean, it's tall, so if you're comparing it for height, that's not a good comparison.
Here.
But also, they can tell. Good. This looks like a prison thing. Like in media, whenever you see, like, they serve people just a hunk of bread.
I was thinking like medieval traveling.
Or yeah, medieval times. But like the thing is, I can't stress that this is actually very good. The sourdough has a lot of flavor.
The bread mixes.
This is really good.
The bread mixes that we were sent from Ann and Crystal. They do a rye. That company. I want to buy more sourdough and rye after we try the other two, because then I'll know if I want to order more of them too. And just keep around for when we make soup, because it's really good with soup.
That's why we made the sourdough, is that we had made leek and potato soup. Was that over the weekend?
It was right after we went to the grocery store.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm not to that part on the vlog yet. We made leek and potato soup, so we made a sourdough, and it's just real good. It's just really, really freaking good. Anyway, 6 months from Danny T. It's been a while, but good to be back. I got coffee, but not Coca-Cola brand. Oh, so unfortunate. Probably not that unfortunate. Probably not that. I mean, like, I'm sure someone really does love this. And if they do, that's good for them. I'm glad that they have a product they enjoy. This, you know, I think I'd probably rather keep my stuff separate.
Same.
If I'm going to have Coke, I want Coke. If I'm going to have coffee, I'll have coffee. This is something I don't think should have necessarily been crossed. 5 months from Spark Corgi, who says, good morning, grandparents. I'm watching through my phone due to a blackout. But hey, this gives me an excuse to miss the first hour of work. Hope you both are doing well. I'm sorry about the blackout. I've heard that there's a lot of those right now. Stay warm, and at the very least, at least there's some level of entertainment this morning for you. 22 months from Omega Cyborg. Woot! It's -3 degrees where I live, so that's fun. But hey, 22 months. There's a lot of you experiencing cold weather this morning. Really cold weather. 20 months from Everchanger says, an actual Nintendo Direct, oh my god. That's exciting. Maybe I'll do a react to that tomorrow then, because that sounds like it'd be fun to watch. 30 bits from Shy says, the snow keeps coming and it don't stop coming and it don't stop coming and it don't stop coming. Just got in from plowing another foot of it myself. Global warming, huh? It's certainly making
I heard something the
things
other
odd.
day about that. That they were saying that because of global warming, it's making the jet stream become less... Standard is not the word I want.
Irregular?
Irregular. And,
More irregular.
and because of that, that's kind of what makes these polar vortexes happen.
I mean, there is certainly wild weather happening what looks to be more frequently.
Yeah.
Gotta love that. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. Hey, Panky! This is from Risa Luca. She says, "Morning, grandparents. Today is my birthday. Happy birthday. And with a better way to spend this morning with everyone here. Fun fact about my username. You guys are the first people to pronounce my username the way it was intended, Risa Luca, but most pronounce it Rhizo Luca. Origin comes from a combination of my name and my two favorite Pokemon, Zoroark and Lucario. Chat, what are the origins of your usernames? Thank you all for making this year the best it could be." So I recognize the pronunciation just from probably Ryu.
I want more of this.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Because, like, Ryu's name is pronounced, well, Ryu. So that's why I recognized that. Although I don't think I knew that until later. I don't think I knew, because they don't say the names in the Super Nintendo version of Street Fighter 2, I don't think. So I'm pretty sure I probably grew up saying Ryu, and then at some point I heard it correctly, and I was like, oh, okay. So lots of interesting name explanations. Sorry, that one's bizarre. Danny X6 says, "My friend in high school always referred to me as Danny and would just always say it 6 times. That's very specific. Like, just your name? Like, no other... Did he ever say, like, I want a sandwich, 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 sandwich? It's kind of odd. Man, that's really... It's fine. The emphasis was always on the third one. Sorry, the story's getting more and more odd. Anyway. 500 bits from Gamer Girl. It says, "It's currently -2 and it feels like -18. Good thing I have the day off. Gonna do some laundry and play some Red Dead Redemption 2. Good choice. Good choice. Enjoy." I just remembered something. Not that I need more things to do, because, oh god, right now I have so much to do.
Correct.
I never did put together the video of the clips of you playing Red Dead. I have them. They're not deleted or anything, but I just never I didn't get around to doing that. There's a lot happening right now. Making the move to put Extra Life on Sundays and Mondays, in addition to having 6 p.m. content on Tuesday through Thursday. It's a lot. And yesterday I had posted the schedule to Dan, and he was like, "That is a lot." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." He was like, "I am going to be busy." I was like, "Me too." 29 months from Chrissy G. Chrissy, thank you. 10 months from Mike the Knight 512. 11 months from Ravenoak. Good morning, all. Yesterday was my birthday, and we had 5 inches of snow. As a Texas resident, we do not know how to deal with it. I woke up an hour ago to 3 degrees. I'd like to request good vibes for all those affected in the Fort Worth pileup. Yeah, so that's the other thing. The weather can make driving bad. It's probably obvious. And like, I know that we've talked in the past heavily about how we, living here, don't have the necessary equipment for this sort of thing. A lot of other places don't, or when they have the level of snow and ice and things that's happening. They can't, keep up with it. So, yeah, it gets bad. Did anyone? I don't know if anyone else saw. There's a video. I saw it the other day, and it's mind blowing. I believe it was in Texas, with one of the crazy like big clover leaves they have, where someone slid on the ice, and this is like way like several stories in the air, slid off the ice, and off of the road, the exit ramp or whatever, and then fell down.
That was Wisconsin.
Was it Wisconsin?
That pickup I showed you?
Did you send me that?
Yes. That was in Milwaukee.
Oh, was it Milwaukee?
It was
I
over
didn't
by
know where
the
it was.
zoo.
I thought that was Texas. Anyway, they survived. What had happened is they hit an ice patch. They went off of the highway, fell several stories onto the other highway, and it knocked them unconscious. And then the police came and checked on them, and they had some broken bones, but they actually survived. But there's a video of it.
Because it was captured on the DOT camera. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it feels like something out of a movie. Anyway, ice is bad. That's my point. 7 months from Nat Scorpina 18. Hello, grandparents. After being gifted the past few months, I decided it was finally time to do it by myself. I hope you three have been well. I'm home today because the snow was so much we couldn't get to work. Stay warm and healthy. Love you all. I imagine that there's probably several people that work is canceled as a result of the crazy weather. 314 bits from Queen Jive says, belated happy Valentine's Day, grandparents. I just wanted to celebrate because I arrived back home and survived the first half of quarantine. Please do stay safe, and I hope you don't get major acidity from Coke coffee. You decided you didn't want your head down there. No, his head's still down there. Hold on. Let me help you. You need assistance. There you go.
Just curl him up.
Here. There you go. What a strange creature.
This morning, we had 2 of the blinds open of the 3 windows next to each other downstairs. The middle one has the bird feeder behind it. Yep. And we don't bother opening the left one because why? It's just something we have to close later. And Kepler sat in front of the closed window. There's 2 other windows and the back door, but he decided to stare at the closed blinds.
And he just kept staring.
Yeah.
And then finally I was like,
let's open that for you, buddy.
So I opened it up and he got all excited. Like this window is going to be so different than the 2 next to him. I don't know if he realizes they're all the same. Like, it's all the same place. Maybe he thought it was just a different television. It's like, I want to see out of this television.
I mean, when we don't open the blinds, he does destroy them. Which is why the middle one is almost always open.
That's where the birds are.
We close the curtains because he can get behind them fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gibby. Noah says, you blew his little kitty mind. Yeah, because once Stephen opened the blinds, he stood on his back feet and put his paws on the sill, and then just, looked out, and then he was pawing at the glass. There was nothing there.
I mean, we do never open those blinds on that window. We just never do because in our head, why would you do that? It's not relevant. There's nothing out there.
We can see out through the other ones.
The one next to it has the bird feeder. Why wouldn't you just look at that? But yeah, it really did make him happy. I mean, the minute I opened it, he was like, wow. I'm like, okay, if that's all it takes, man, I certainly want to bring you as much joy as I can give you. And that was an easy way to do it. It's bath time. 500 bits from Adrian. It says, had a really nice weekend. A friend of mine dropped by for Valentine's and just to hang out. The one downside is my laptop fans are starting to become really loud, so I'll have to look harder at that soon. Might just need cleaned out.
Maybe.
I know that's a That's a thing sometimes where you just... depending.
Yeah.
It also, I guess it depends on what kind of laptop you have and how accessible it is. Some laptops are easier to get to the fans. Sometimes, I guess they require being, like, opened up, which is not as easy as just spraying into the exhaust or something. 200 bits from Crushed Level 432. Appreciate it. 24 months from Spinach Wrap, who says, hi, Eli is 13 months old, has 8 teeth, says many words, and walks on his own. He has curly blonde hair that stands out from his face like dandelion fluff. He doesn't try to eat grass anymore, but will still lick dirt and very much wants to eat a rock. There's a Thomas joke in there somewhere about licking dirt and eating rocks. It's nice to get the little updates, though. It's nice to get the little updates.
Gabby, stretch and roll. You're gonna fall off Steven's lap,
I'm
Gabby.
holding him. He's attempting the world's worst escape. Oh, Adrian says, at the very least, since it's a Dell, it's very easy to get the fans if they do need replaced. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, sometimes there's been a few times I've had to replace. I mean, not in the laptop, but in the desktop, I've just had to replace fans. I guess it's because fans are going that they die. But fortunately, fans themselves are generally fairly inexpensive. We got 400 bits from Padawan Becca. Still catching up on the V-Day stream. Can't wait for the Alex GTA. Guess it proves that he really is the build master. Oh, he's the something.
Yep.
He's definitely some sort of... He's the build something. I'm not sure if it's the master. One of the things we kept saying was, you know, this is why you play test. This is why you play test.
I spent a lot of a match unable to get out of somewhere.
Alex made a death match in GTA, and one of the spawn points, I don't think he said it deliberately.
He can't.
But, like...
He said he couldn't.
One of the teams spawned in a cage. That was just one of the places where sometimes if you were on a certain team and you died, you just spawned in a cage. And it was not intended, and it was very bad for that team. So
and
what the other
there
team...
were grenades, so if you had one, you could get yourself out, but you couldn't do friendly fire on your own team, so the rest of your teammates would still be stuck in there.
So team A would get stuck in the cage, and slowly as they died, they would respawn into this cage. And if none of them had grenades to blow themselves up and hopefully respawn out of the cage, they had to wait for Team B to get close to the cage and blow them up so they could get out. But the thing is, it wasn't a deathmatch. It was a capture. So the incentive to blow up the team and get them out of the cage was like 0. As we were playing, more and more of them would get stuck in the cage. And then it's like, well, we're just going to keep capturing the stuff that we need, because why would we set you free? And then every once in a while I'll be like, all right, it's probably not fair. Let's blow you guys up so you can play the game again. So the whole time Alex is just like, this is why you play test. This was for Grand Theft Auto Online. Alex made a few different levels, and we had a chance to play them. It was magical. It'll be out at some point. I don't know. Right now I'm not sure, because we just have a lot of Stephen and Friends stuff. A lot of Stephen and Friends stuff, but it's in the pipeline. Anyway, 13 months.
I kept saying, I was like, I feel like a zoo animal. Captivity.
There are also 2 different parts to the cage. One part of the cage, you could fall into the cage. And if you fell in, you couldn't get out. Because I fell in at some point and was like, wait, where am I? And then there were 2 other people in there. They're like, welcome to the cage! And I was like, what? They're like, we've been stuck in the cage for 6 minutes. And I'm like, what kind of cage? Also, that game took over an hour to play. Because Alex tried to set it to first, or he tried to set it to best of 3. He accidentally set it to...
You have to score.
Yeah, he accidentally set it to, you must win 3 rounds. So it wasn't best of 3.
It was best of 5.
It was best of 5. I wanted to quit. Haley refuses to quit because she wants the in-game currency. So she's like, no, we're finishing this. And I'm like... I do think everyone made like $100,000. Yeah. Because it was over an hour. Anyway, I'm sure that'll edit down. 13 months from Item Crafting Live. It says, yay for 13 months. Onward to another year of crunch. And then also, 2 gift subs from Item Crafting. One to Subaki Paradox and one to Kimikawa. 15 months from Sakura Celica. It says, almost 16.
Renee says, but think of how much fun you had. There was a lot of laughter. We did have fun.
Yeah, there was also...
NPCs.
Well, I was going to say, there was also a lot of swearing.
That too.
In fact, I don't think I've ever heard Emmy swear that much. Emmy was... Like, she was laughing, and she was having fun, but she was so angry. And it was wonderful.
That was the race.
She was very angry during the race. Just as she was capital when Matt... Yeah, there was a nut. Alex had made a... Oh my god. Sorry, I'll briefly tell you about this and then we'll move on. One of the things Alex made was a race, and if you're familiar with GTA Online, there's a car called the Ruiner. And the Ruiner is a car that can jump. You can hit a button to jump, and then hit a button to activate a parachute. Alex made an incredibly intricate race that requires jumping and activating the parachute and, like, going around corners.
There was a 180 turn, and... there was no indication that it was quite that extreme. And it was like you were in the air.
There was no
the
indication.
Checkpoint was like around.
There was no indication for half of the things. Like, the geometry of the world had been changed and, like, all of this stuff.
Because you can, like, build, like, roads to make, like, stuff up in the air for, like, a track. He had used them in all sorts of ways. It was like... there was the regular GTA, and someone dumped Legos all over it, and you had to, like, drive up and around.
Yes. It was, yeah, anyone that's watched our Golf with Your Friends series has probably heard, more foul language in one 25-minute segment than anywhere else. That race trumps it. Just because the people were so upset because there was not completely obvious about where to drive. And then the whole time, Alex is just like, this is why we got playtest.
He's like, I tried to playtest it myself, but...
Coffee!
It's great. It's great. I'm looking forward to people seeing it. 3 months from Safrina13. Heck of a subiversary. Too cold outside to get out of bed. Northerners, come get y'all's drunk freeze out of our backyards. To quote a meme. We got 3 months, 300 bits from a Lost Vagabond. So I'm about halfway through the journey, TM. It just happened, just so happened that I watched the May 2015 Q&A the same day as the Dorito Pizza vlog came out. In the Q&A, you both said you hated Dr. Pepper and couldn't stand it. How else have your tastes changed over the years? Also clown. That's really interesting. So the one thing about making, this level of content is that I can never remember, and also my memory is bad. Like, I can never remember, like, specific things I've talked about or said. So that's interesting that I went out of my way to say that I hated Dr. Pepper. I just recently tried it, as you know, and I was like, oh, this is really good. I know that I didn't like sushi, because I had tried sushi when I was in high school, and I couldn't get into it. When I met Mao really liked sushi, so maybe in an effort to impress you, I gave it another shot, and now I really like it. So
we went out for
sushi
the first time you visited me.
Yeah, my personal thing is to retry something once a year. You don't necessarily have to go out of your way to retry it, but if it's presented to you, retry it every year because tastes do change. Mao used to hate mushrooms. Mm-hmm. Mao eats mushrooms now. What other things? Spice? You
I
handle spice better?
tolerate olives on pizza. I'm not thrilled about them, but
No,
I
you
tolerate them. I do sometimes.
No, you don't. That's not true at all. Because
I do try and remove a lot of them.
yes, that's what I'm talking about. When we have a pizza that has olives on it, I get pieces that have an abnormal amount of olives because you pick them off and put them on mine. Mm-hmm. Are you saying that you pick off like 90% and keep 10%? Because that might be true. I think you have a little ways more to go before you're legally allowed to say that you're eating olives.
Ouch.
My pizza will, like, from the tip to the crust will just be black. Because it's just nothing but olives. I'm like, okay.
Look at Kibby, look at you.
I do like olives. I don't think I used to. I think it's something that's mostly happened from adulthood. 29 months from JCJX. Happy Lunar New Year. Gongsi Fa Sai. See, that was helpful because it actually gave me the pronunciation. Means wish you good fortune. The pandemic meant less visiting this year, but also less people asking why I'm still single. I miss eating the love letters, though. There's probably more bad than good from the inability to exist with other folks and have social interaction. Does it mean it's entirely bad? No, there's probably a little good there. Looking a bit from Ann who says sourdough and rye mixes. You say, Mal? Makes note. The sourdough is very, very good.
It is very good.
The sourdough is very, very, very good. Really excited to try the brioche.
Yeah, we're going to make the brioche once we get through some of our other fresh food and try it, but also turn it into French toast.
It's going to become French toast.
Mm-hmm. The other one is a multigrain or a whole wheat grain, I think.
Something.
But I didn't want to make that one until you were out of your store bread, because that would be your new sandwich bread.
We have a lot of bread right now.
Yeah.
We had a lot of bread, and we still do. 2 months from Jasus, who says, boy oh boy, a whopping 2 months. So glad to have finally have the means to sub. Thanks for the vibes, you two. Well, thank you, Jasus. Thanks for being here. We got 5 months from Alvis Darklaw with the good vibes chug. 29 months from Danny, also with the good vibes. There's a bit some Shy, who says, knock knock, who's there? It's 2015, here to tell you that the hit puzzle game from 6 years ago is back and worse. No, better than ever. Here to spread degeneracy to all corners of the web. I think I know what you're talking about. 400 bits from the Zeta program. Good morning, everyone. So strange weather here in Texas. Since we're woefully unprepared for snow and ice, no work and frozen pipes.
Oh.
Good vibes for everyone in Texas. Yeah, part of me is like, don't forget to make the things drip. But also, at a certain point, it may not matter. And then also, it's probably just too late if it's as cold as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, not really warming up, I think, until Friday. So we'll be checking back in with everybody on Thursday, seeing how things have changed and what's happening. Hopefully, things look up in the next 2 days a little bit. Anonymous Gifter gifted a sub to Rearward Drake. 17 months from Kiri Cat CDXX. Woo, 17 months. I enjoyed the Valentine's stream, VOD. Thank you both for all that you do to help us all stay sane. You're welcome. And also, thank you again to Nintendo for bothering to send over the game and then certainly dinner.
Yeah.
Lasagna good. I haven't had lasagna in a long time.
It was very good.
We still have one little thing of soup.
Okay.
The family dinner comes with 3 soups. Kind of a weird number, but
yeah,
there's 3 soups. Why 3? I don't know. It's a family of 3. Now, Scorpina gifted a sub to Frosty Freeze. Oh, that's kind. 2 months at tier 2. Gold toast for Radio Dread, who says 2 months. 100 bits from Twitchy Switchy 44. It's a good name. 300 bits from Alvis Darklaw. Hi, grandparents. Hope all is well. I just wanted to thank you all for both you. Thank you all both for all you do. Your content always helps to calm my nerves when I feel overly stressed. So thank you for doing what you do. No problem. We like what we do. Hope to continue doing it for a while.
A while.
A while. It's already been, whatever it is. Going on 12 years of the vlog? Yeah. So, at least another...
bit.
At least another bit. I Know How to Spell Karma gives a tier 3 sub, hallelujah, to Malier. Malier. I think you got that right. We haven't run beans, have we?
No, we haven't. There's beans.
Okay. 300 bits from Shy. This is back in my CS 1.6 days, like 10 years ago. My brother and I made a small map. One player could just spawn in a wall. We decided it was funny, and whoever spawned there was dubbed Gator Bait. And we haven't played Counter-Strike in so long. We actually used to, before we were recording Stephen and Friends, we actually played Counter-Strike a lot.
Yeah.
Which seems weird now, because we don't really play anything... We don't regularly play anything similar to Counter-Strike.
No.
I miss it a little bit. I miss it just a little bit. 29 months from Satsy. Says the Enzymedica pills have been interesting. I stopped taking them with dairy a week or so ago, and my belly isn't going back to forcing it through like I've eaten a rock. Is it possible to remind your body that, yes, you can process this enzyme wacky? I mean, sometimes bodies gotta be reminded of stuff. I wish I could tell mine to do certain things differently.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. There's just,
I mean, mine too.
There's just days where I play a lot of Slay the Spire. So really, is it even a bug? Might be a feature. Appropriately timed.
Good timing.
3 bits for Platinum Pikachu. After all the Pokemon quizzes recently, I think we can agree on one thing. There needs to be a Sword/Shield LP in the style of Leaf Green. We must see Steven make mock dex entries for all the new mons. Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is interesting, like, having made the 10-year look-back video, like, there really is not another project like Leaf Green. Like, we've done a lot of games. There's a lot of games that fall into similar categories. Leaf Green is definitely on its own.
Yeah.
There's definitely never been another thing we've done that's very similar to that. 17 months from Cherry Blossom says, yay, 17 months of crunch. Keep having fun and stay warm for those who are in the cold area. 300 bits from Hograth. Good vibes, please. I have an interview for a band/course teaching position tomorrow. And further, if I get the position, it might be a bit of a doozy.
Good vibes.
Good vibes. That would be fun. That would be really fun. I mean, like, I couldn't do it, but I can see the fun to be had.
To do both is going to be a lot, which is why I'm sure if you get the position, it might be a bit of a doozy.
But you wouldn't have applied if you didn't think you could do it. There's at least a part of you that's like, yeah, I can do this, and I am interested in doing this, so good vibes. 100 bits from Twitchy Switchy. And 350 bits from Padawan Becca. Thermodynamic fun fact. One feature of thermodynamics is the profusion of books on the subject. Most of these are weighty, and they make reasonably good doorstops. Thus my answer is, you can use thermodynamics text as a doorstop. Clown. Thank you, Becky.
Finish your Coca-Cola with coffee.
Oh, Yama Dorgan says, just got news from my mom who tested for COVID. The results were negative. Good. Good to hear that. Whew, Sorry, I just
I know.
need some bread.
I struggled through mine.
Did you finish yours?
Somehow. I regret it.
But you know what? We
It's
had
gone.
to try it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the minute that we found out about it, we were like...
Yeah.
We wanted to know.
Yeah.
And now we know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you gotta try stuff.
To be fair, if we had gone to the store and seen it, I would have been like, let's each get a different one and we'll try it. And we would have ended up in the same position.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Radio Dread said, so does it taste like coffee or Coke? Yes.
Well,
the aftertaste is coffee.
it's mostly Coke.
Yeah.
It tastes like
Good answer, thanks.
it tastes like Coke that they added just a little bit of coffee powder to.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. For me personally, it's
Don't make your own at home.
Or do. I like vanilla Coke. It's better. Vanilla Coke is better when you have it at Sonic, at Waffle House.
Oh yeah.
Where
Because they use the syrup.
They put the vanilla syrup into it. So maybe make your own coffee Coke at home. I'm just saying. It might turn out better than this. I'm not sure, because then you get to decide.
I've seen a video of someone making like cola from scratch. And
Yeah.
I had heard it's green and they just add coloring.
Mm-hmm.
And like the person made it from scratch and it was green.
I would drink green cola,
It was interesting to watch.
having known that it's supposed to be green. 30 bits and Padawan Becca. Bao was juiced up on Coke with coffee. She'll have paintings made for days.
I hope.
That wouldn't be so bad. Mal's actually done quite good on the one she's working on now. A lot of color on the canvas in a relatively short amount of time. Like just boom, 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 boom.
It needs some refinement.
Yeah, I know, but it's just sometimes I'm speaking for Mal a little bit here, but like because you're working on the painting in chunks, it's a little daunting when you've got a canvas that's still blank. So like when there's a lot of empty areas, it's like it's like a mental exhaustion. And when you put down a lot of color, even though it's not done, it's like it tricks your brain. It tricks your brain. Your brain's like, oh, good. You know, look how much is done. It's not actually done, but it's so much further that it helps a lot. Anyway, we got 300 bits from Frosty. It says, wish me luck. I applied for a management position and already had one interview. I should hear back later this week if I make it to the second interview. If I get the job, it has a high chance for relocation. I would join the hashtag Texas gang. I just hope I find out before I have to sign my lease. Yeah. Well,
Good vibes.
yeah, I mean, you clearly want the position. You're moving forward with this, so I wish you the best there. Good vibes. And then, like you said at the end, I hope that you do find out before you have to sign the lease, because that will make things less complicated. For sure. Good vibes. That sounds fun. You know, the relocation can be a little stressful, but it can also be a chance for like new adventures. So, 30 bits from Gold Mage says, so my friend and I have actually started playing Breath of the Wild together. I think she already found a shrine you guys didn't. I, on the other hand, beelined the camera, then went back to Plateau and combed for Koroks and pictures. Well, that's one of the things that we've been struggling with is that, you know, because you don't get the camera to a little ways in,
There's stuff in the very beginning we missed.
all of like the low level equipment and all of the creatures and stuff you find at the very beginning of the game, like we still don't have photos of.
I'd be interested at looking in our photo album and seeing what we're missing. Because
Yeah.
just to see which ones are blank.
Frosty says, I didn't think I would be excited to move, but I am. I love my friends, but I'm ready for new adventures. I mean, and you know, I guess it's not for everyone, but I think for a lot of people, there's just different moments in your life where that occurs.
Yeah.
Where you just want a bit of a change of pace, change of scenery. Moving is a good way to experience that. So, I know right now, this second, Texas probably isn't the most appealing place because of what's happening, but under normal circumstances, Texas is great. There's a particular road that I'm not super fond of, but the rest of Texas is great.
Hearing Tom talk about Austin, it sounds cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout out to everyone in Fort Stockton, who's got 3.5 hours, no matter which direction they drive, to get to the rest of civilization. 500 bits from Mimic Man, who says, University has been kicking my teeth in recently, and it only recently started, but your streams helped me greatly. Thank you. You're welcome. Anything to help, provide just a little bit of sanity. Because college is tough. College is hard. Like, there's aspects of it that are easy. Yeah. And there's certainly aspects of it that are fun. But, like, also, I think the weight of it sometimes is worth talking about. Mm-hmm. Because, they tell you in high school, they're like, oh, you got to work hard in high school. But once you get to college, you are at an age where you understand, like, wait, I got to do good in this. This is how I get a degree. This is how I do things.
I'm paying for it.
And then paying for it. So, like, it's hard. So shout out to all of our college students, because it's there's a lot, and it's rough, especially in the last year.
Yeah,
makes it a little harder. We got 500 bits from Radio Dread, who says, I chipped off a piece of my tooth the other day. I went to get it fixed yesterday, expecting a $120 bill. It went down to $9 with saved up dental allowance. Yay, Sweden. I'm going to be happy for you. And I'm going to say yay, Sweden. I'm sure the U.S. viewers are also like, we're going to be happy for you. We're going to be happy for you and say yay, Sweden. Everywhere in the world is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit different. You don't know what you're going to get. And also 200 bits from Yoshinosan 9. Or Yoshinosan. Probably. Better pronunciation. Oh god, are we playing Mother 3?
I mean, this is a classical piece.
I'm aware, but this song will never not remind me of Mother 3.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
It's forever associated. It's never getting pulled apart. Yeah. Do we still have dental?
What? Sorry?
Do we still have dental insurance?
Yes.
We still have it? We just haven't gone.
Yeah, correct.
It's good music for subtle reflection. Noe Bookworm says, sorry if dumb question. Where do I go to listen to Jules music? Family Jules. If you go to YouTube and you type in Family Jules, one word, you can find his channel. He's a good guy.
Chaz says a contemplation on teeth.
As we sit here and we think about the different ways in which the countries of the world handle dental care and the cost associated therein, we stop to reflect that the world truly is a different place. Things
coffee
full of coffee, which can affect your teeth. It's really good contemplation music.
It kind of reminds me of the WarioWare, like, hold the form baton.
Yes. 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 It does. Now, Don't. I want to associate this with Mother 3, not Wario. There's still so much bread.
That is a large chunk of bread still.
It's so chewy. During a bit some Jithy Picard. At my dentist, when our insurance decides to cover more, the dentist kept what we have as a balance, and we have not had to pay for anything extra in ages. Wow. I mean, good. That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that folks have had some good, experiences with the dentist. Lost Vagabond says, "Isn't that embezzling?" Shh, we don't talk about that. We're very happy that everyone's getting good dental care, getting good experiences with dental care. Oh man, this is the
Plain song.
This is the Patty Plain song. Shout out to everyone taking the journey. I miss him. I haven't talked to him in a while. Also, I haven't been on a plane in a while.
Yep.
A lot of folks have never heard anything past this point in this song, by the way. There's more to this song. I used to this song so much, and then eventually I was like, all right, I'm burnt out on this. I gotta start doing something different. Oh god, this is the downside to having Coke in the morning.
I don't have that problem.
I don't get heartburn ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever get heartburn or anything related to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I get burpy. I think once Dan had talked about how when I'm recording Morning Mario, between all the episodes, I just belch. And I guess it's because I'm talking a lot in short bursts. But I do, like almost between every single level, I just... Please be burpy off camera, thank you. Chaz does not like the belching. Listen, I'm doing what I can. I am drinking a Coke.
Chaz, how much snow did you get? I know you were supposed to get a lot.
Yeah, Chaz had a lot of snow. Like...
He said he had to shovel 3 times?
He had to shovel. We don't even own a shovel, so I don't know.
Eat your bread. 10 inches? Didn't check final figures.
That's just so much.
See, you got a shovel because otherwise the plow comes by and dumps all of like the half-frozen stuff at the end of your driveway, and then it solidifies into a giant ice chunk, and it's right at the end of your driveway, and it's a pain.
One of the things I was asking Mal the other day, we were talking about how all the crazy weather's going on with the snow. I was like, how much snow does it take to like cave in a roof? So we actually looked it up. And the amount of snow it would take, like normal...
Regular snow.
Was, I think, 40 inches.
I can't remember.
It was a lot of snow. However... ice, because ice is so much heavier, it does not take very much ice. So if you have a lot of ice that ends up sticking to the roof, that can actually cause an immense amount of problem. But also just, if it snows for a lot, like, yeah, it can be a problem.
At one point in his life, my dad worked for Walmart distribution, and he was in charge of maintenance, and one of his jobs was going on top of the massive warehouse. And he said he had this big thing, I think it was like 12 by 12 inches, like a foot, and like throwing it down into the fresh snow on the roof to see how deep the snow was to measure the weight across the entire roof.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Ann was saying, there's a reason most roofs are slanted. Before the snow gets heavy enough, it'll slide. Yeah. And then inversely...
You also have to worry about ice dams, where the snow melts a little bit against the roof, like underneath the snow, and then it freezes up the gutters, and then it continues freezing up under the shingles, and then gets into the house.
Sorry, I'm just learning that there's a lot of things I don't think about.
My dad had that a few years ago. When there was a real cold snap through Wisconsin, they had that. And he bought you can buy heaters to go on the edge of your roof to keep that from happening.
Yeah.
And, like, he's like, these things draw so much power. It's insane how high our energy bill is when they use them.
The thing I was going to say is, you know, if a roof is flat, obviously that's bad.
You don't see many flat roofs.
Yeah, but you've got
houses.
a lot of, well, yeah, you've got a lot of businesses that have flat roofs. Yeah. But also 40 inches is just a lot of snow. And I would assume that if you're a business, you have a industrial roof, special roof.
You also, like, measure and shovel if you need to.
Anyway.
You can see ice dams on roofs. Like, sometimes, like, going around, like, driving around the town, my dad would be like, oh, they're gonna have ice and water problems. Because you can see it on the roof line.
Sounds horrifying.
Like, where the edge of the roof is, like, it's ice, and then the rest is snow. And he'd just point it out and be like, they're gonna have problems.
How much snow would you drive through for shrimp?
Steven, he's not allowed.
How am I ever going to get good at driving through snow if I never drive through snow? Gotta start somewhere. Our car's got snow button.
It does have a snow button.
There's a part of me that really does want to drive through at least a little snow, because I'm like, we have snow button. When are we ever going to get a chance to hit snow button?
When we move.
Okay. We'll visit Wisconsin at some point.
Maybe.
What's a snow button do? No idea. Literally not a clue. It's just a button that's like, snow! And I'm like, snow? In case of snow. You're like, snow? I think there's also one for dirt.
There is.
In case we were ever going to take our Subaru mudding. Spoilers, we're not. It's literally never going to happen. Sephiroth says, what if it causes snow? You just hit it and he goes, just spits out like several flurries.
Several flurries.
We should wrap up. Today is Tuesday, and that means you'll be getting the continuation of Mission Mode in Pikmin. And if you missed it, we're moving Extra Life VODs to Sunday and Monday. So Sunday and Monday, you'll get Extra Life VODs. At 6 p.m. today, you're going to get Bowser's Fury. So Mel and I started.
Played it on Sunday.
We played it. There's more to do, but there's enough to start releasing YouTube episodes. We did it on Sunday, so we're going to start releasing that today. And it's good. It's fun. It's a fun co-op game.
Yeah.
It
was fun.
It's very casual when it's co-op because player 2 has a lot of power.
Yep.
A lot of power. But yeah, for the foreseeable future, for the next few weeks, Lord, there's a lot of videos because not only is there 12 o'clock content, there's 6 p.m. content. So you've got Extra Life on Sunday, Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Bowser's Fury. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing another Bowser's Fury stream. Not this Friday, but probably next Friday. And I think that'll be the plan. Yeah. We haven't moved or we haven't like swapped out the Zelda stream in a while, I don't think. But I want to finish up Bowser's Fury before I like forget. Forget how to play it, and then also forget
where things were and what we were doing.
Well, there's that one platform of like a bunch of shines, but Bowser has to be around, and I don't want to forget about that. Yeah, there should be vlogs today.
And he says, update on Coliseum. All we can say is it's happening.
It's a digital event and it's happening. And I don't have any updates on First 20 stream. It's almost certainly not going to happen this week. Just because there's not enough time. There's too much stuff happening, and there's not enough time to make it happen. So we're probably just gonna move the First 20 stream to next week.
Yeah.
It means I don't have a First 20 for Friday, but I'll figure it out. I'll do something. I'll find out what to do. Sorry, there's a lot of things occurring.
Yeah.
As I fight to get vlogs caught back up, now release even more content, and we're getting within earshot of I say within earshot, so like a few days, a week of like fan favorites. So a lot of things are converging. There's a lot. It's fine. And that's it.
That's it.
Otherwise, there's a Nintendo Direct tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. So check that out, I guess. And we'll probably watch that as well, because I think that would be fun. Okay. Have a good day. Stay warm.
Yeah.
For some of you, stay real warm. And we will see you Thursday.
9
a.m. Eastern for another breakfast stream.